Namaste everyone. Welcome to Godly Good Guidance. Today is Christmas special pick a card reading. I haven't arranged anything, so while I blabber around, I am going to explain a little bit about the reading. So there'll be 4 piles here, and I have chosen 4 different gift boxes that we tend to buy for ourselves and for our near and dear ones to gift during special days, including Christmas. So this may seem like a beauty video, but it is not. It is very much a tarot reading video. You will have 4 piles to select from. First one is the Loccitane and Provence. If you would like to choose this gift box, then go ahead. Second one is this one, which is, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it must be Rocher. It's again a French brand. So if you like this gift box, then choose pile 2. And for pile 3, we have Take Me Away in Beauty Project. I'm not sure what's the name of the brand, but I think it's In Beauty, and Take Me Away should be their series or whatever it is. So yeah, if you like this gift box, then choose pile 3. If you are choosing pile 4, then Burberry gift box is your pile, which is pile 4. I hope this is not very haphazard for you guys, but I'm trying to make the most out of the time I have in hand, and I think this would be the longest reading. I am not sure. Let's see how it goes, because these are 4 piles and I have like about 7 questions for each pile that I am going to inquire about. Questions I'm going to inquire about are: number 1, we'll check in your energy during this Christmas. So that would be another way to choose your pile. If you feel the energy matches, then you can go ahead and continue with the reading. And if you think it doesn't, then you can try some other pile. Our question number 2 would be: were you a good girl or boy? I mean, like how it is said, Santa gives gifts to people who were good or bad. Were good. So let's hope we get yes for all of you guys. That's just a fun question that I'm gonna ask. Since God is kind, he or she, they are definitely going to send you some gifts, and the hints might come through this reading that we are doing. So following that, we are going to ask what gift you need to give or share, after which we're going to inquire what gift or blessing you are receiving. Yes. And then we are going to check in general how your year is going to be, the year ahead, and finally guidance for time ahead. All right, so let's just begin. Let's see how it goes. Wish you all a very, very, very merry Christmas and the time ahead. Alright, this is where I am going to shuffle for all the 4 piles. So if you're interested to see the shuffling, you can stay with me or directly click on the timestamps provided down below in the description and in the comment section. So let's begin. Our first question is to check your energies during the Christmas. We're going to pick 1 card from this deck. It's pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Next, we have to inquire whether you were a good girl or boy or not. So for that, we are going to use this deck. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Guys, I've already prayed and set my intentions before I started. So we definitely have God's blessings with us while we are doing this. Next, we need 3 cards each. Somehow liking this way. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4 for question number 3. And we have pile 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we just had 3 questions, so we're gonna combine this and shuffle it. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Alright, then we check your year ahead from the Angel Answers Oracle cards. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. So yeah, pick your pile. Pile 1, the gift box number 1. Pile 2 is gift box number 2. Pile 3, gift box number 3. And pile 4, gift box number 4. So let's jump straight to your reading and let's go to pile 1. Ho ho ho! Pile 1. If you have chosen this gift box, then you have come to your reading. For further confirmation, let's check in your energy during the Christmas time, and this card represents that. So let's start. We have the rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. 49. Wow. Do we need to hear anything else? We have the lucky time. Thank you very much, everybody. It's telling me that right now you are in a pretty good position in your life, wherein things seem to be falling in place slowly and steadily. And for some of you, even magically. You're definitely asked to be grateful about this time that has come to you, and you should definitely make the best use out of this time, because now is the lucky time and we don't know for how long it's going to be. So might as well invest and sow the seeds of goodness in this positive and good period that we have. Also, for some of you who are staying away from people, or if not that, then just being in their own little space, you are encouraged to move out and take some risks, even co-create with other people, because that can be beneficial for you, because like we have seen that lucky time is around for you. Accepting help and co-creating something is not a bad idea for you. This is what is highlighting here. So fear not and just come out of your burrow. Enjoy the happy times that are in store for you. So now, if this energy is somewhat or exactly matching with you, there are more chances for you to connect with the entire reading. But even if you feel that you want this is your pile, then please continue. Now we have a fun question, that were you a good girl or boy? Because that's how the Santa will decide what gift they are planning to give you. But this is just a fun reading, guys, because definitely God is gracious, God is kind, and God is giving. I'm sure there would be some blessings no matter what. So let's see. Oh yes, you were a good boy or girl. Congratulations. You have been fair and square and quite clear about what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Almost like this is right and this is wrong, and I am going to follow the right path. With that clarity, you have done your things, and therefore there is a likelihood that success soon would be yours. Some sort of a new beginning is also highlighted here. If you resonate with that, then this is an added information, and if this is you, then pay more attention. Now let's try to find out that on this Christmas, what gift you need to give or share with people outside you. We have the Five of Pentacles. On this Christmas, it is highlighted that you are in a position wherein you can help people in distress. Now, distress could be of any sort in their work, in their relationship, or in general in their life. And the help could be of any sort. It could be by helping them with your expertise, helping them with encouragement, motivation, inspiring them, sharing your experiences with them, telling them that, I have also gone through this phase. I know what you exactly are going through, and you need to hang on. And for some of you, it is kind of very prominently saying that you yourself could be like a gift to somebody, almost like having you in their life could be almost like a key to their problem's solution, almost like you are destined to help them come out of their misery. That's so beautiful, guys. This is a gift you would be in a position to give somebody or many people, depending on your situation. Now, guys, you don't have to go out and keep looking for people and problems. No, this is something that would come naturally to you. So that would be your cue to understand that, okay, this is what the reading was talking about. And also, don't do anything thinking the reading told you about it, because from how I see, this would naturally happen to you. If during that time there would be a little hesitation from your end about whether you should even get into helping somebody or not, this reading is kind of like a little push to you that yes, you are the one who should be doing this. You have been given this opportunity. This was part of your contract. So get up and get going. And this help won't be like somebody is completely down in the dumps. It would be something like, they would be somewhere in the middle, and because things are so slow for them, they are in that kind of a, are not able to judge whether they should go ahead or not. Maybe that sort of a situation where you would be brought into. Yes, it won't be very beautiful, but that's where your role is going to be. All right, now that we have seen what you would give to somebody, let's see what gift or blessing is coming towards you that you would be receiving this Christmas. We have the Devil. You would be freed from your attachments of any sort, be it attachment with a person, be it attachment with some addictions like alcohol, smoking, whatever. You would be freed from anything that falls under attachment and that is not serving you, that you're overdoing it. So that is going to be gift for you, in short. The process can be a little uneasy because it's not gonna happen like this with a snap of a finger, but when you're done with the whole thing, you would feel like as if your heart has opened up. You see much more clearly. There's so much light and brightness around you. You will see the mess you were in earlier and how beautiful your life is after you are free from that sort of an attachment. So all the best to you guys, because it might not be as easy peasy, but it's definitely going to take you to a much happier side of your life. All right, now we are inquiring that what memory from the past should you reflect on. We have the Emperor. Emperor could signify a person in authority. This could be you or somebody else, but for some reason I feel like saying that this is either your father, or for some of you, even your boss, or elder brother or sister. The reading is for all genders. There is some sort of understanding you would have about what they used to tell you, and in that moment, probably for some of you, it wasn't a very happy place to listen to them, and you nevertheless had to obey them because of their position. But you weren't very happy to do what they were asking you to do. But during this Christmas time, when you reflect on this whole situation, on that person, you would see that that thing they made you do, or that person as a whole, kind of helped you in becoming what you have become now, and which is definitely a better version of you. And for some of you, you now actually even agree and relate to what they were saying back in the days, and you would be like, wow, there's a good maturing of my own self that I see when I sit and reflect upon this situation now. When you analyze the situation in this manner, you would definitely bury the unwanted past, forgive and forget, and move ahead and make peace with yourself and energetically with the person on your mind. So yes, somehow some person in authority is the person you need to reflect upon. Maybe they are not your authority in this moment, but they were. You would know who that is, because this is a very specific information. And once you do that, there are great chances of you feeling much more balanced and grounded with certain basic things of your life which were a bit chaotic in the past. And almost like this one last, even though you had worked on it since over the years, but this little last piece of the puzzle was remaining for the whole grounding to take place. And during this Christmas, when you reflect upon this person in authority from your past or present, this would definitely happen. All right, let's now see what your year ahead is going to be like. Improving health. This is a very specific message that for many of you, health would be main area of your life that would be of concern, and it won't just be a concern. You would actually improve your health and work towards it to becoming much more healthier by choosing the right kind of lifestyle, and you know the whole drill. Health could be something that you would be paying a lot more attention than you have in the past, and not necessarily because something bad has happened to you, but generally because that realization has come to you that, okay, I need to be more mindful of my health because that's the right thing to do. When you do that, it would be very much visible to people around you also that yes, this person has been working on something, like maybe has been going to the gym or riding a bicycle, has been very mindful about what they are putting in their mouth and things like that. And that might just reflect on your body, on your face, on your skin, and even the energy levels that you would be sprouting out would also be different. That's the year ahead specific message for some of you guys. And finally, let's ask the Boggle box for some guidance for the time ahead. I know guys, this is no magic ball or the fortune ball, whatever you call it, but for some reason this just gives me that vibe, and I just like to use it as my special magic fortune Boggle box. And I believe my intention for all the readings is that surrendering and letting God come through. Then whatever I do, whatever I say, is just going to be free flow. This is going to make some sound, so please mute or reduce the volume and let me shuffle it. Since this is the first pile, I'm just trying to figure out the positioning, and this seems like the final one I'm going to keep for the rest of the piles. So thank you, pile 1, for your patience. And the guidance for the time ahead for you during this Christmas is focus on joys that are there in your life. Cut the toxicity from your life, like it was highlighting here also about some sort of attachments that are not serving you. You're asked to be a little bit more respectful towards others for some reason. I'm not saying that you're completely a disrespectful person, but maybe it could be even like, as a parent, you're asked to be more respectful towards your children, because sometimes we just think that, oh, kids are kids, we could just speak however we want. But no, in general, you're asked to be a little bit more respectful towards the others. For some of you, music is highlighted, and maybe there's something about music in your life that if you were part of a choir at any point of your time, then you are being guided to connect with that choir, or just start having music in your life again through whatever means you can. If you know how to play an instrument or wanted to learn to play a musical instrument, then go ahead and do that. If you sing, then maybe start singing a little bit more, giving it more time, or just simply start listening to music. That could be nice for you. Yeah, I guess that's the guidance for you for the time ahead. And this is your Christmas special reading. Yes, it is timeless, but it is being released on Christmas, so if you land around Christmas time, then that's really cool too. But yeah, so Merry Christmas and have a great life ahead. Let's move on to pile number 2. Ho ho ho, pile 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you have selected this gift box, then this is your Christmas special reading. Let's first see what your energies are during this Christmas time, and this card represents that. You have the Lion Spirit. Be generous of spirit. Number 37. The energy that is coming out from this card is that you are some sort of a leader or in a leadership position. Even if you are a student, you might be like the representative of the student council. If you are a sports person, then you might be like a captain of the team, or if you're a homemaker, then maybe you're the one who's making the major choices in the house. So if that is your situation, then those sorts of energies are coming through. Also, for some of you, you could be one of those that you might be in some sort of a leadership position by your skills or by your by default, because let's say you're a mother or father, so you are by default in that leadership kind of a position. But you have the self-doubt kind of thing in you that, am I even worth being this, or am I even worth receiving something like this? Basically self-doubt in general, even to be a leader. So that's another sort of energy that is coming out from this card. You could also be someone who is very spiritual, as well as, for some reason, I feel like saying that someone who is very sensitive. I don't know, even though it is Lion, the energy that is coming out right now is quite different from what usually it comes out when I say this card. It's somehow saying your exterior might be tough because of the position you are in, but deep down you're very sensitive, spiritual as well. You have a beautiful heart, and you love to be like a family person, or a person that likes to have many connections, friendships, things like that. So if this kind of matches with you, this energy, then most likely the rest of the reading would also match. But still, if you feel that you want to continue, you are most welcome to do so. Now we have a fun question to ask, because accordingly then Santa gives you gifts, right? Like we know, God is kind and gracious, and definitely no matter how we are we are always provided and given. Irrespective, we have to see the fun question, whether you were a good girl or a boy or not. Wow, pile twos, yes. You were definitely a good girl or boy, and somehow that sensitive emotional thing that I was picking up here is also highlighting here. The place where I saw that maybe you could be in a position of leadership, that is also highlighting here. But yes, you were a good person, good girl or boy. Let's be Christmassy about it. You were a thorough gentleman or a lady when it came to relationships or even in general with people around you. You showed your maturity where it was required. You showed your wisdom where it was required. And you stood ahead of everybody in times of troubles like a leader. And for some reason, you have earned respect for that from the others. So now let's get to the question of what gift you need to give or share with the others this Christmas. Wow, Ace of Cups. You're being asked to continue giving that love and that beautiful heart you have with others. You're asked to continue doing what you're doing because that's the best gift you could give to anybody. That may actually become like a statement of yours that do you have any problem related to your heart matters? Speak to pile 2. They definitely will help you out in the best possible way. They are like magical about it. I just want to say that yes, this is the gift you need to give or share with people. And if you're not, then you're advised to do so because there's so much in you that you can give out. There's so much potential that you can give out to heal others, to help others through just your love and care and support. Through your appropriate, how do I put it? Like, you're not like straightforward, harsh, like brutal, honest kind of a person. You're more like, subtly talking it through and saying the right thing in the right time so that the person is more accepting to what you're saying and more understanding and eventually healing themselves. So that's sort of a gift you have, and you're being asked to use that gift you have to your full potential because that would be a really lovely gift that you could give out to others. Now let's see what gift or blessing you are receiving this Christmas. You have the 3 of Wands. Travel, adventure is mainly highlighted here. You would be given an opportunity to connect with your inner wild person and that would really bring out a lot of hidden aspects of you, characteristics of you, talents of you out that you may have not known so deeply. For some of you, if you've been working towards something, the gift for you during this Christmas time would be that you would see a new ray of hope, a right direction to achieve that thing, that goal of yours. And for some of you, you might actually be very close to your goal, for which you had definitely put in a lot of efforts in the past. And now you're almost near the finish line around this Christmas time. New relationship, or in general, good relationship is highlighted here. So that's another blessing that you're receiving. Now let's see what memory from the past should you reflect on this Christmas. We have the 5 of Swords. This card is kind of highlighting that in the past there is a possibility that you weren't as kind and fair as you are today, and the reason could be the fear of failure or fear of losing something, in short. And just to make sure that you don't meet that fear, you have been a little bit unfair to the others or even to yourself. So during this Christmas time, you're being asked to reflect on that past of yours wherein you were that person who might have, in order to help your own fears, you might have hurt others. You're being asked to see what you could do about it in the now, considering in the now you seem to be, and maybe this realization would come to you now because now you're in that kind of a space where you're more connected to your heart. That self-doubt that had come here in the energy is again highlighting here So that means some remnants of the past are still inside of you that might need some attention. And once you reflect upon that sort of past of yours, that why did that fear of failure or fear of loss was so overpowering in the past to you, and how you can deal with it now with love and maturity and with much more balance, and even if required with some sort of a diplomacy, but not at the expense of hurting anybody, but at the expense of being in the middle ground wherein everyone is happy. I mean, basically just reflect on that past of yours, and that would be really, really beneficial for you in the present. Okay, moving on to see about your year ahead. Ask your angels. There's been this general theme of maybe some of you are spiritual, and due to which you have come out of some hardships of various levels for each one of you. And in the coming year too, you're being asked to keep believing and having faith in God. Ask them for help. Ask them for guidance. Ask them for signs. Ask them for your wishes. Ask them for clarity. Ask them for whatever is that you want in your life, and you would definitely be guided towards it, or even brought into that place where you would be helped to achieve what you want. But yes, ask is very important. You need to literally take it out from you that yes, this is what I want. But that, it really doesn't mean that you have to say it verbally or write it down or anything. Even having that intention in your heart is enough, but that intention needs to be there, and God, angels, universe is just waiting for you to ask so they can provide to you. So your head seems to be quite promising. And now for the final question or guidance for the time ahead, we're going to use this boggle box that I use like a fortune ball. I request you to mute or lower down your volume because this makes some extra noise. So here we go. So the guidance for you during this Christmas is that say yes to opportunities if they come your way. Do not rat away when it is time to take up responsibilities. The time where you have been this innocent doe or deer were nice, but right now you need to come in your power like a strong lion or lioness. And you definitely need to ask, and as soon as you do that, your work would be done. Like a bullseye, like as if you just had to pick from the shopping mall and put it in your cart and it would be given to you. Play your cards well. Alright, this is your Christmas reading pile 2s. I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about it. And let's move on to pile number 3. Ho ho ho, pile 3s. Welcome to your Christmas special reading. If you have chosen gift box, this is your reading. I mean, put this right here so that it's visible. So we'll begin with checking your energy during this Christmas time, and if it matches with you, then most likely the chances are that you would connect with the entire reading. But still, if you feel that this is your pile, then by all means go ahead and check out pile 3. And the energy is represented by this card. We have White Raven Spirit, Trust in the Magic, number 66. This pile could be the one where you guys are seeing a lot of synchronicities, a lot of signs, a lot of 111s and 666 and 555s, or patterns like 343, 1221, mirroring numbers, something like that. Seeing a lot of signs. Or even if you be like, hey, am I doing right by waiting for this thing or not? And then you're walking in the evening in your neighborhood and you see a board there saying that some things are worth waiting for, and that's kind of your sign that's being given to you by the divine. So if such things are happening to you, then that sort of energy is being picked up by this card. Also, another kind of energy that is being highlighted here is the one that probably was spiritual or somewhat spiritual in the past, but right now, either due to lack of faith, due to circumstances in life, or due to procrastination or lack of time, genuinely, spirituality has taken a backseat. And if you are one of those, then also this is somewhat your reading. You guys might be quite intuitive, and you guys probably also like to dress up. Okay, so if this is your energy matching out here, then this is your reading. Even if not, you have a feeling that this is your reading, please stay connected here. Let's start with a funny, cute question related to Christmas, which is, were you a good girl or a good boy or not? Because accordingly, Santa God gives you gifts, right, during Christmas. I mean, that's what it is said. But nevertheless, they are very generous and kind, and whether you were good or not, you would definitely be given some gift for sure. And we would see that in the reading ahead. So for now, let's just check straightforward, point blank, whether you were good or bad. Wow, pile 3, you also were a good girl or a good boy. And that's so beautiful. I mean, we're on pile 3 and we have, spoilers alert, so far all yeses. It seems like you made some good decisions in the past that were just, that were positive, and taking into consideration of not just your own needs but the needs of others. And that was a very good thing that you did. There's some sort of sense of right and wrong in you also, pile 3. And if you were one of those in the past who were very aggressive or, you know, just very fidgety about things, there's a sense of composure that has come into your life, and you're much more calm and at ease with yourself. There's some sort of connection with the divine that is also being highlighted here. So yes, in short, you were a good girl or a good boy. And now let's see what gift you need to give or share with people during this Christmas. 9 of Pentacles. Wow. Point blank, you're being told that God has blessed you with good or enough amount of money to be able to buy some sort of gift for your near and dear ones, or even for charity, if we may want to do that during this Christmas time in good Christmas spirit. So yes, you're directly just asked to, you know, buy some physical gifts, and this year make sure you hand out gifts to people around you, and that would be really nice. And of course, you have to see your own pocket before buying your gifts, but make sure whatever little or big you buy, it should definitely be something that the person you're giving to would be happy to receive, and not just that you are like, oh, I'm giving a Ferrari to the person, and who will mind a Ferrari? But the person you're giving Ferrari is like, oh, I rather would have had a much more family kind of a car, wherein I could have accommodated my members of the family. You know what I mean? Just be, you're being asked to give gifts and be a little considerate towards what you're giving. It doesn't matter the gift is of 5 rupees or thousands and lakhs of rupees, but it should be meaningful. Even if it is not meaningful, and if it is just point blank extravagant, make sure the person has some genuine liking and want towards it. This is the first pile, which is not just talking about, you know, being good and nice. It's just talking about actually handing out physical gifts. So yes, that's you guys. So yes, please go ahead, buy some actual gifts like these gift boxes for your near and dear ones, and if possible, even for some needy people. And that would be a good gesture, and that would definitely spread happiness in the lives of many. Also, during this Christmas time, if sort of a proposal is on the horizon, like if you have someone on your mind and you think it's time to take the next step, or it's been quite a while and taking the next action in line is being much awaited, then maybe during this Christmas time, this would be a good time to take things further in your relationship also. Probably propose under the mistletoe after your beautiful just after the kiss. So yes, basically it's just kind of highlighting to take your relationship on the next level during this Christmas, and that would be a lovely gift to your partner. So let's check what gift or blessing you are receiving. You might receive some gift that you so have been wanting since a while, since a really long time, and you're going to cherish that gift for a long time. It's definitely something like related to what you can wear and show it to others. It can also be a new house that you might purchase or that you might be even gifted. And for some of you, it can be an all expenses paid trip to some place that you would enjoy to go to. So that's the sort of a gift you are receiving. So physical gift going out and physical gift coming in. All right, let's see what memory from the past should you reflect on. I mean, look at the card. It's literally like there's a reflection of the lady. How appropriate the card could be. This card is kind of telling you to reflect on your past deeds, be it good or bad, and see how you can balance them out. If you were somewhat of a person who wasn't that positive in life, or more like you're a little destructive is the word. And destruction not necessarily outwards, it could be inwards also. And now in the current, you may not exactly be what you were in the past, or you may be, but this is a time to reflect on that time where you were, I don't want to use the word evil or even witchy, but I have. But somewhere it is kind of highlighting that there was some aspect in you that was a little dark in the past. You need to reflect back and see how much of that have you been able to remove from yourself, because whatever be the reason in the past, coming out from that energy is always a better thing to do. So figuring out what was the whole reason of that darkness of your past, try to come out of it, because now you in a way are already out of it, but in a better position, to remove the whole thing from its roots, like remove the last weeds that are remaining for them not to grow in the future. The card is also highlighting that by reflecting on the past, you would be able to balance out your karmas, because once you would have the realization about the goods and the bads you have done, you would automatically work towards becoming a better person, because seems like you are in that state now. So basically checking your own self in the past, your own darkness of the past is what is being highlighted out here. I had to take a break from the reading, so I'm hoping that I was able to connect it. So moving on to see how your year ahead would be like from this Christmas. Recovery. Wow. This year ahead would be the time of deep healing. And for those of you who have already been healing yourself, this year could be the year when you would have substantially healed yourself from the major problems of this life so far. This year would also be an year of abundance for you guys, deeper connection with the divine or with your own inner self, whatever you resonate with more. But the divine part had highlighted earlier also, if I remember it correctly. You have a very strong intuition that has been highlighted earlier also and throughout the reading. You must definitely use your intuition more often than you do, and that would help you in your soul's journey. The year ahead, you have some extra blessings from the divine to connect with yourself, to heal yourself, even physically, if that is the case for you. For some of you, if there was any sort of money that was stuck for you, there's a chance for you to redeem that money back to yourself, and there would be a sense of freedom in general this year ahead for you. Now moving on to the last question, wherein we ask the divine for some guidance for the time ahead during this Christmas. And for that I would use my personalized, it's not personalized, it's just a Boggle Box game, but I use it like my fortune teller. I don't know what the fortune ball. So with full faith that God is coming through and giving the right guidance. So this would make some noise when I do the shuffling, so either mute or lower down the volume. Let's begin. The guidance for you here is to understand others and hear them properly. Some of them might be scarred, so it's a good idea to hear them out and work with care for them. And yet, if you're unable to help them, then you can actually bet that divine is going to give you a key to help them once you actually give your all in helping them and come to a place where you are like, okay, I'm helpless now. This could be like a scenario wherein, let's say somebody is unwell in your house and you have put all your time, money, best of facility for this person, and now you're like, oh, there's nothing more I can do. That's when divine enters in, and in the form of, let's say, reference to a new doctor, a new kind of a medicine or a healing modality. It would be your choice to go and help this person of yours using that newfound knowledge or information. You're being guided to go ahead and grab that, because that definitely is a hand of divine. That is God in action. It's not a guidance, but just a message that there's somebody who wants to really give you a tight hug and cuddle with you. This is not part of the guidance, just a message, and I just wanted to give that out to you. So this was pile 3. Merry Christmas to you guys. Wish you a happy life ahead. Let's move on to pile number 4. Ho ho ho, pile 4. We are on to our last reading of this Christmas special. If you have chosen this gift box, then you are on your reading, pile 4. For further confirmation, we are going to check in your energies during this Christmas, and if it matches, then the chances are high that this reading is going to resonate a lot with you. Your energies are represented by this card, and this is number 20, Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. All right, so the energies highlighted here are the ones wherein probably you are in some transitional period of your life. Now, the transition could be anything, that maybe you are switching jobs, you're switching schools. I was about to say switching relationships, but you know, that period between the two, maybe that could be the one. Or that period wherein you are getting into a relationship is also that transition from no relationship to getting into a relationship. So you seem to be in that phase of your life. That is one energy that is being picked up here. Another one is that you might be too strict with things, like as if this is right and this is wrong. So let's say if you are a parent and you're like, okay, you only get to eat healthy, no cakes, no chocolates, no cookies, no junk food at all. And you're right, because it's not good. And you're not the one who's kind of finding a middle way wherein the kids are also happy and you're also able to make sure that they are healthy or eating healthy, at least most of the time. So you seem to be in that energy where you are very strict, not just with others, but mainly with your own self actually. So that is another energy that is being highlighted here. And lastly, for some of you, you might actually be in that phase where you have realized that there are two sides of the coin, and you can't just say that one is right and one is wrong. It's just the reality of each one of the person, and maybe you come to that sort of a realization about duality, and that is a very good place to be in actually, that you are more accepting towards things like that, and working from that place is much more colorful and bright and pure. I don't know why I wanted to say that. Alright, if this energy matches and you still want to continue with pile 4, let's begin. And we begin with a fun question asking Santa, God, Divine, were you a good girl or a good boy? Because if you were, then accordingly your gifts would be sanctioned by them. Otherwise, also I believe God is really, really gracious and kind enough to always provide us, give us with something or the other. So let's see, in short, were you a good boy or a good girl or not? Pile 4s, it's a no. And you're the only piles, by the way, I'm sorry, who have been told that you weren't really a good girl or a boy. But don't lose hope, because I'm sure there is still something allotted in your stocking as a gift to you by Santa during this Christmas. But before that, let me get into this. I have a feeling that some of you were holding on the throne or something. I mean, I see two different scenarios. One being that you were holding on to something that was not yours to hold on to, and eventually you had to, or you may need to, let loose of that thing. And another thing is that you were in this position where you were like, let's say you're a captain of a ship and you're like, I'm gonna stay on this sinking boat until all the passengers are evacuated, or what do you say, are deboarded. So, and until then I'm just gonna stay put. That's something like a self-destruction kind of a thing too. It was a good thing you did, but maybe there was something more you could do to it. And because maybe by that action you took, there were others who suffered, who did not want to or who did not need to. So though you may have been right to do what you were doing, but the thing that your decision kind of affected the lives of others, and with you they also kind of sank, was kind of like, I just don't feel like saying that as completely a bad boy or a girl thing, but basically these two scenarios, wherein one being straightforward, that something you were holding on to that wasn't yours, and the other one I just explained, giving the example of a captain of the ship, of the sinking ship. So yeah, so in short, it is being said that you weren't a good girl or a boy. Now take how it resonates, guys, okay? Yes, it's sometimes difficult to break the bad news, but if it is here, then it is here, and I must say what is there. Let's move on to the next part of the reading, where I'm gonna check what gift you need to give or share to the others. And we have, wow, the star is also a wish fulfilling card. So maybe you need to play Santa to others, and specifically to the people you directly hurt in the past due to your actions. So by playing Santa, it could be anything, providing them with financial help, emotional health, or anything that they desire of that is being taken away from them because of your actions, which you probably ignorantly or not, but the actions were taken on your name that kind of affected them. You can also play Santa for some people who are in some sort of a stuck position. Stuck because they are aiming for something impossible, and you putting in some senses into their heads, or actually going and grabbing that impossible thing for them and making it happen, could also be a kind of Santa that you would play in their life. So that's just coming to me clearly from this card, that this is what you can gift to another by playing Santa. Now see how you can be that in somebody's life. The next question is what gift or blessing you are receiving during this Christmas time, and we have the Hermit. You're receiving the gift of connecting with the divine more closely. You're being given that time to reflect on yourself, on your life, on your situation more deeply, with situations being created in your busy schedule also, wherein you would be able to do so. For example, you're a person who is 24/7, 365 days a year busy with your work, and you have no time whatsoever for anything extra apart from the usuals. So let's say you are one of those who are just busy with their work 365 days a year, and you're just fitting in the basic family duties and other duties, but mainly you are just jam-packed and there is no time for anything extra, even though you did want to. And for some of you, the thing you really wanted to do is connect more with divine, with God, with your own self, with the universe. If you are a follower of a religion, then maybe the specific religion. Maybe things will be created for you. Let's say you go to different city for 2 or 3 days, wherein for work, where there is some kind of a spiritual place or a temple, church, whatever you believe in, whatever your faith is, or even for that matter a yoga place, or spiritual places where you get some time out. Let's say from the 3 days you are there, you have some free time, and the place is probably just near your hotel or the place you're put up in, and there's just this opening where you can go and nothing else would be affected because that's your free time. Such situations might in short be created for you. That would be a gift given to you, that where you did have that want to connect more deeply with the divine, and the opportunity would be created for you. And this is just an example, it could be just anything. Another gift for some of you in form of blessing would be great wisdom, and for students, ability to grasp the knowledge that is being sent to them in a much deeper way. You might be gifted or blessed this Christmas with some new idea, new invention that would completely turn around your life, and who knows, the life of so many. But if it is a big invention, that's a blessing or a gift coming towards your way. Now let's see what memory from the past should you reflect on. And we have 5 of Cups. This lady is just reflecting. God is literally saying you need to go back in time and see the mistakes you have made in the past and learn from them. Mistakes could just be because of your immaturity and not because your deliberate mistakes done out of any evil reasons. And by immaturity, I mean lack of experience also. So go back and see the mistakes you have made and see what else you could have done, or what better you could have done, and what would you do if something similar happens in the future. And when you do that and reflect on your past, you would see that there is something that is still there for you to explore and make use of. Like, let's say you're a baker, a chef. You had this wonderful idea to make a 7-layer, 7-tier cake with something very extraordinary and something that has not been done before. And since it's never been done before, it was something like an experiment that you were doing. Probably the experiment kind of failed and you were kind of disappointed. And now if you go back in the memory lane and try to reflect on what all you did, what ingredients you used, what tools you use, what was the temperature of your room, things like that. Maybe when you go back on that time, you would see that, but this part of my recipe was absolutely perfect, and that can still be used and even built upon to probably achieve the same goal that I couldn't earlier. The reflection could lead to something of an discovery, and again an invention. I was mentioning invention here also. So something new is most likely that can come out of you this year is being highlighted in this reading. So yes, when you go back in the past and look into your mistakes that have probably given you losses and anxiety or something, you would find something that you learned that is still redeemable, and that could be a starting point to a new beginning. So please make sure you go back and reflect on yourself, on that memory. Now we move on and see how your year ahead would be, pile 4s, and for that we have this beautiful card which says meditation brings answers. Beautiful. Well, we have a going within card here, we have a going within card here, and here also it was kind of highlighting that there is a possibility that you figure out some sort of a thing that can lead you to a different kind of a perspective. So yes, year ahead for you from Christmas, you're being told that if there's any confusion in your life, any problem in your life, you really don't need to go here and there and inquire about the answers and solutions. What you actually need to do is sit in a quiet place, meditate, reflect. Literally here also sitting in quiet, sitting in quiet, sitting in quiet, sitting in quiet. Literally it's just kind of asking you to sit with yourself and get the answers, get the inventions, basically kind of sort the problems from your past and be able to be a much more powerful Santa that you can be yourself in the future when you actually do so. Alright, the final part of the reading is when I bring in this boggle box, which is like my fortune ball, wherein I will take some guidance for your time ahead. This will make some noise when I shuffle it, so I request you to mute or lower down your volume. Alright, so the guidance for you for the time ahead during this Christmas is there is no need to sob over the past. There'll be some friends in your life that would help you come back from your misery with a bang. But there might be some foes too because of some sort of problems from the past from your end towards them, and that they have some ill memories related to that. So definitely you need to be careful of them. But if you try to not boss around with them and rather be pally with them, there are chances that they may queue you up to gain the knowledge that you are seeming to gain, or the invention help you out with this new endeavor that you most likely are going to begin. All in all, it's going to be okay. You don't need to be sad. You don't need to bob heads with anybody. Don't be a child when you can actually be a fully grown person and make a great difference. Alright, so this has been interesting. These were all the 4 piles here in front of you guys. I hope there was something useful for you from these readings, and do let me know what you liked and what you did not like. If there are any suggestions from you to me that you think I must incorporate. For now, wish you a very, very, very Merry Christmas. Om.